Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Pemko 142D dark bronze anodized aluminum residential threshold. This is what is commonly referred to as an interlocking threshold, and we'll discuss what that means in a moment. This is also a threshold that features weep holes. So let's start at the beginning. First of all, it's an interlocking threshold. The 142 is representative of that fact that it's an interlocking threshold. Specific dimensions, and there's an image below this video showing those dimensions, but let's go over them now. This is a 4-inch wide threshold, as seen here. It's a 5/8 of an inch tall threshold, and that's from the very top of the threshold to the bottom. It's 5/8 of an inch. The D part means that it's in the dark bronze finish. Okay, very typical color that you would see on a residential application. This discoloration you see here is just a lubricant used when they were drilling the holes, and that just wipes off. Okay, so being an interlocking threshold, you're going to have a very important part included, and that's the hook strip. This hook strip by Pemko is just a piece of galvanized roll-formed metal. Sometimes we call it a J strip or J hook because it looks like the letter J. Okay, it is nailed to the bottom of the door through here. Okay, and it mates with the threshold like this. Your threshold is installed down to the ground, the sill. The hook strip is attached to the bottom of the door, and as the door closes, it joins like this. Now that sort of seal at the bottom of the door makes for an extremely positive, complete seal. Interlocking thresholds like this I have seen installed after decades, and they work great. The important aspect here to note is that the undercut of your door, if this is 5/8 of an inch, you don't want the undercut to be too much more at all, because the width of the mouth of that hook strip is, really only about 1/8 of an inch. Maybe, well, probably 3/16, but you wouldn't want your undercut to be really any much more than about 3/16 more. You'll have to get the hook strip installed, but you still want it to mate correctly to this lip. That's real key that connects, because that's the bread and butter, so to speak, of an interlocking threshold. And if you accomplish that, then your seal is going to be really super nice. It makes a positive seal at the bottom of the door to keep out the weather. Now, we talked about it being a threshold that has I think I said a weep hole. This is what's called a water return threshold. And how that's accomplished is by the following. In the trough of the threshold, the area inside of here, the trough, if water were to get inside of here, it would pool inside of the trough, but in there is drilled, and you can see it right here. You can see one of them is what's called a weep hole. The underside of that threshold, the weep hole is right here. So any water that gets into the trough is going to go into the weep hole and will be then under the threshold, but will escape the front of the threshold by the notch that's made in the very front of the threshold itself, as you can see here. And that'll get the water to run out. And that is a very, very reliable system. Any water that gets in will probably collect inside that trough and then run itself right back out. Screws in a complementary finish are included. I don't know if you can actually see them there. Yeah, they're there. Then also, what you're seeing there as well are nails to nail. The nails are right here to nail the hook strip down to the bottom of the door. This threshold is available in in different finishes. aluminum and gold in addition to the dark bronze. It's also available in several different lengths. If you have need for a custom length, by all means let us know by ordering the next longest piece or pieces and indicating in the comment field what length you'd like for us to cut the threshold back to. The reasoning is if you had to take this 4-foot threshold and cut it down to say 40 inch, you'd eliminate that screw hole. Then the next one's all the way over here. So if you order a custom length, we'll not only locate the screw countersinks in the proper dimension at the proper distance from the edge, but also the proper center to center. The only part that sometimes you'll see need to get replaced will be the hook strip. And that's generally not something that gets replaced often. But unintentionally, this can get damaged. Well, first of all, it'll get damaged if you don't have the right undercut and you're asking the hook strip to handle too small or too great of a distance, or if something like a rug is put under the door and someone opens the door, you can damage the hook strip. And if this piece of roll-formed metal gets damaged, then you've compromised the threshold's ability to do its job, keeping the wind out, keeping the water out. And a positive seal like this is a substantial way to go about doing that. Pemko is a full-line manufacturer of all things weather stripping related, amongst other things like continuous hinges and vision frames. If you have any questions on the Pemko 142D, dark bronze anodized interlocking threshold, or any other Pemko product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.